Oh my God! Wait, I don't think it's actually. Wait, is it? Los Angeles Chargers and the Baltimore Ravens. I am so over this already. This pissed me off already. Guys, 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 guys. Anyways. Oh, hiccup. Holy hell. What? No shot. No way. You know what I'm saying? Anyways. Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Chargers. Right. What do we have to look for? Uh in a game like this where only one team has playoff implications, the other team is just trying to figure out what they're gonna do next season, and kind of fix what they broke here. Right. So let's take a dive into the Los Angeles Chargers real quick. I mean, they have just been horrible all season. I mean, they're sitting at a 1-7 record. They're number 14 in the AFC, and that's out of 16. I mean, there's two teams below them, and they're both winless. The Patriots and Texans sitting both at 0-8. Standings were updated this morning at around 2:40 a.m. So we know we have at least some accurate teams here, other than the ones that have just played. But wow, I mean, Chargers sitting at 1-7. What do they have to do next season, realistically? Because there's really nothing that they can do except ruin playoff hopes. So let's take a deep dive right now into the Chargers. They're 1-7. I'm pretty sure their quarterback is still Huddy, and I think it's a given up gimmick. I think it's a given up gimmick. I think they have to really. I think they have to get a new team. I think it's a new quarterback situation. I mean, just being 1-7. How does that manage? You know. How does that manage? How does that manage? Fuck. Sorry. Anyways, I mean, I just don't think that I understand. Holy shit! I think the game is broken again. No way. I mean, I know it's not me. I really think, yeah, dude, the game is like breaking. All right, I mean, sure. Let me close Discord, see if that helps. I'm gonna close Chrome, see if that helps. Thing is, I mean, I don't think it really would have mattered if I closed it or not. I mean, it usually doesn't, you know. I don't know why my stream also still says. Oh, I guess on my other monitor here, it says it's the 49ers still streaming the 49ers game. But no, it is the Los Angeles Chargers at 1-7, Baltimore Ravens at 4-4. So, taking a dive right into the Los Angeles Chargers, 1-7. You can't really do anything about it this season. What do you look for next season? And in my personal opinion, if Huddy is still their quarterback, which it's he lined up a quarterback, I'm pretty sure that's what it's been all season and what it has been the past seasons. I think you need a change. I think you need a viable change at quarterback. I personally think that no one is a bad wide receiver on Roblox football. I mean, you can't really be a bad wide. You click, you jump and click, right? It's not that hard. I mean, really any position is not that hard. But let's speak for the Chargers here. Sitting at 1-7, with a better quarterback throwing the football, fewer turnovers, a lot more throws downfield rather than running. I know when I used to play with Hudson 3B, used to run all over the field. And obviously this season, sitting at 1-7, the Chargers just really don't look good. I think for the viable change the next season would be a quarterback. They have the chance tonight to win their second game on the season and also ruin the Baltimore Ravens playoff hopes. And when you take a look at the Ravens, as Huddy drops back here on the first play of the game, we'll dive into the Ravens here in a second, but their pass rush is coming, and there's just a throwaway. I mean, this is exactly what we were talking about just before, but the Ravens sitting at 4-4. They sit at number 10 in the AFC. They have to win out. They have to absolutely win out if they want to, really achieve anything. Is there's a catch for Sabadona, man, for a gain of 2, 3rd and 13. The Ravens have to win out. I don't think they're going to be able to win their division, as Huddy's going to roll right into AC, and he's going to throw that one downfield as Cam fell off. He's going to grab the interception for Baltimore, and things are picking up here in this first game for Baltimore. They have an opportunity to go 5-4. They win this game here. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. My prediction is the Ravens come out of this with a victory. And I don't think it's going to be close. Cam fell off has been playing absolutely out of his mind all season. I mean, every game that I've called for the Ravens, he has been their best wide receiver statistically. It's based off targets, catches, yards, touchdowns. As Byro drops back here, Byro turn. He's been a solid quarterback as he throws that to the middle of the field for R4. And that's a 30-yard catch already, 1st and goal for the Ravens. But, I mean, you got to look at this AFC North division. I mean, Byro turn leading this Baltimore Ravens team with a 7-yard rush there to lead to 2nd and goal, a manageable 2nd and goal from the 5, about the 6. Byro is going to run it again, get nothing. So 3rd and goal. But, back to this the analysis here. I mean, when you look at the AFC North, there are 3 good teams, right? You have the Cleveland Browns, who are not good as Byro's going to rush that one in. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Ravens. We've seen that way too many times. As we have a little team celebration here, shout out to the Seahawks, making that a huge thing in the modern day era. So, again, you look at this AFC North, right? You got the Baltimore Ravens, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Cleveland Browns, and Cincinnati Bengals. The only team that is not really in playoff contention out of this group, out of this division, are the Cleveland Browns. They sit at the bottom, 2-6. I imagine they're eliminated from the playoffs, not statistically, but realistically off prediction. They are out of the playoffs. Pittsburgh Steelers, led by Spanish, they're the runner-ups for the Super Bowl. They're the runner-ups, my mistake, for the Allegiance Bowl last season. They almost won the Allegiance Bowl. The New Orleans Saints, obviously your Allegiance Bowl champions from last season, as Huddy's going to overthrow. Wow, that wide receiver had some great separation over there. That was Godly Hands who created some big separation away from P-Star. That would have given him a spark there. Sabadona, man, with the 2nd catch of the day. That one's going to go for 19 yards and a 1st down for the Chargers. But as I said, Spanish leads the 7-1 Pittsburgh Steelers, hoping to win another AFC championship, and this time maybe even the Allegiance Bowl. They've been AFC champions before. And then you look at the 2nd place AFC North team, which is the Cincinnati Bengals. As Huddy's almost sacked here, he has to throw that one away, and he does. Yeah, there's no way he's getting that. So throw it out of bounds, 3rd and 10. 2 for 6, 21 yards, and a pick for Huddy 3B. In this game, he's going to run this one. That one's going to be a 1st down for the Chargers. Oh, my mistake. 4th and inches for Los Angeles, and they're going to go for it. This AFC North, again, is tough, as there's Shockies. There's Shockies with a nice 25-yard gain. You got the Spanish-led Pittsburgh Steelers, the Cleveland Cincinnati Bengals, Byro turn-led the Baltimore Ravens, and then you got the Cleveland Browns. Right? Realistically, all 3 of these teams can make the playoffs. But the Baltimore Ravens have to win out, and they have to be able to beat Cincinnati. They just lost to Cincinnati. They have to be able to beat them. You can't expect to win your division or even win, your wild card games if you can't beat a team like the Bengals, who are 5-3 right now. Not too far off from the Ravens, who are 4-4, potentially going 5-4 by the end of the night here. But they have to really step it up here against Huddy, as he's going to get in for a touchdown and potentially tie this game up. I mean, as I said, I don't think this game would have been close, but Huddy able to mount a drive against the Ravens defense. He's going to run it in for a touchdown there. So 6-7, and they're going to go for the PAT. Vixen back to kick. And he's in. That one's up, and it's blocked by the Ravens. That could be the difference maker in the late game there. We've seen it happen so many times where the Ravens will block that kick and end up coming out on top here. So 6-7 is your score going into this next series. Ravens lead by 1 with the ball. Byro drops back. Almost sacked by Totally Not Ryan, and he gets sacked. 14-yard loss there. Totally Not Ryan able to get his hands on him there. And that was just, I don't know. I think that was on the scramble there. Obviously he didn't hit the block. And no one's hitting the block there, as R4 is going to come back again with another 30-yard catch. He had a 30-yarder earlier in this game. He gets another one there. He has the only 2 catches so far. Byro is looking for that deep ball there, but he has someone wide open in the middle, and guess who it is? R4. R4 again, that's a 35-yard pickup for the Ravens. Big chunk plays for Baltimore today. Byro's going to drop back. He's going to throw this football to Cam fell off, who has been the target. Not the target. He's been the target. That's a 15-yard catch there, and a 1st and goal for the Ravens. Cam fell off has been one of the best receivers for Baltimore this season, through their first 8 games. So, I'm expecting big things out of him, but you also have to expect the Chargers to, want to be able to cover him to an extent, as that's the end of the first quarter. You expect the Chargers to kind of play over the top on Cam fell off. But when you start playing over the top on him, that's when he goes to his fold, and that's when he's going to hit that comeback. And Byro's going to hit that, 8 times out of 10. We've seen R4 tear up the middle of the field 3 times already. You got 3 30-plus yard gains out of him. And then Cam fell off with another 15 there. And Byro drops back on this one, but no blocks. He's going to throw that one away as he's just rolling back. So 3rd and goal. What was looking like a really smooth drive has now turned into a 3rd and goal situation for the Ravens. Can the Chargers have a defensive stand here? If they force a field goal, as Byro's going to run this ball, he's in for a touchdown. That's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game. And the Ravens take a bigger lead now. They're going to extend it to 7 points. Could extend it to 8. They could extend it to 8 with the extra point. As we wait on that extra point, this stream is sponsored by Vlor Studios, a production company based out of South Florida. They make movies, content, media. Go give them a follow on Instagram. Look them up on YouTube. They have a couple of films coming out soon. Tumbleweed, A Walk in High Cotton, a Western drama surrounding death, loss, and heartbreak. Then you got How to Get the Girl, directed by Vasquez. A romantic comedy with 2 wingmen and a main character, obviously. And then, finally, you have the horror slasher short film, Suffer With Me, directed by yours truly, Mr. Jordan LeBeau. That one's going to be a banger. We just cut a trailer for it. It's going to be released really soon on Vlor Studios YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Go follow them as Huddy 3B drops back. And Saints is going to make the catch, but he's going to come up, so that's no gain. Might as well call that an incompletion for the Chargers. Huddy drops back again. Almost getting no blocks. His war conflict's going to get the sack. Loss of 18. 3rd and 32. And the Ravens are mounting a defensive stand right now. This could be a 3-and-out for the Chargers. He's going to throw that one deep to Real Poro King. That's a 52-yard gain. I don't know how the Ravens let that up. A 32, a third and 32. That's a 32-yard conversion by 20 yards. The Saints is going to make the catch and get a gain of 9. So the Chargers now mounting a drive after a 50-yard pickup. Huddy driving down the field again. He's not going to get blocks, and he's going to just overthrow that one. We already saw him get sacked with this Ravens defensive line. That's what it's going to come down to. Can either defensive line get to the quarterback? As Huddy's going to rush it there, and he's going to get a gain of 8. 1st and 15 again for the Chargers. A refresh of downs is always nice. I mean, and you're going to need it throughout the entire game. You know, and the Chargers at this point, they're just playing for pride. You know, there's a gain of 6, another rush there for Huddy. But the Chargers, they're just playing for pride at this point. They're 1-7. They can ruin the Baltimore Ravens playoff hopes in this game. I think if the Ravens lose to the Chargers, I don't think their playoff hopes are very alive, as Vixen's going to get a catch, and he's stopped immediately. 3rd and 5, the gain of 3. A great tackle over there. And Huddy's going to get sacked. 4th and 8. Chargers can, as I said, ruin the Ravens' playoff hopes here. Ravens are 4-4. They cannot afford another loss in these last 4 games. The Chargers at 1-7, they can ruin some people's playoff hopes. But very unlikely. But hey, any given Sunday, anything can happen. Is Saints is going to get the 4th down conversion. That's going to be down to the 2-yard line. 1st and goal. Ravens got to step up, play some better defense than that. I mean, you're playing a team that has not won more than 1 game. Real Poro King, a gain of 1. They're at like the inch-yard line just about. Yeah, I mean, they're like half a yard here. Huddy 3B. Mounting another drive. He's going to try to run this one in, and he does. There it is, his 2nd rushing touchdown. This has really been, this has been which quarterback can run the ball better in the red zone. Byro Turn has 2 rushing touchdowns. Now Huddy 3B scores his 2nd rushing touchdown here. It's they're both mountain comebacks. I mean, they're both mountain drives. As the Chargers are not going to go for 2. They're going to go for the PAT here. And they make it. So 13-14. Baltimore gets the ball back. Still with a 1-point lead. 1:18 left. So they have 3 timeouts. The 1-minute warning. They can easily mount a very quick drive. Or they can take some time off the clock and score with no time left and end up going to halftime up by a little bit more. I think the worst thing is giving the ball back to the other team. Even with, 3 seconds on the clock, they still have a chance. I mean, this is Roblox football. This isn't real life football. Hail Marys can be caught by anyone on Roblox. Here's R4 gets another huge catch, and he's off. No one's going to catch him. R4 with another catch. He's going to waste a little bit of time there. That's his 1st touchdown of the game. Chargers defense just lost all momentum that their offense had on that last drive. Wow. Byro Turn with a throw downfield to R4. He makes some people miss here. Gets some good blocks. A nice spin move there. And he's going to get in for a Ravens touchdown. And that's all before the 1-minute warning. 4 catches, 170 yards, and a touchdown. Wow. I mean, he is the number 1 target in this game, as the Ravens are going to go for 2, try to go up by 9 points here. If they don't get this, then this becomes a 7-point game. Cam fell off with a 50-50 ball catch over godly hands, and he's going to convert it. That's a 9-point lead for the Ravens. Let's hope their defense can really stand up for him here. I don't think anyone's watching this, but I don't care. I don't care. Just commentate for the love of the game. Oh, man. So, back to what I was saying about Velour Studios, the movie production company. They don't just do film, but that is what they mainly do. I am one of the owners. Anyways, sponsored by Velour Studios, Huddy 3B drops back. Huddy, looking for a man still. He just moonballs that downfield. Oh, R4. I wonder if he could have got that. I think he could have got that inbounds. He could have got that ball back for the Ravens. As Huddy's going to drop back here. AC1 gets past. War conflict getting in there. Almost gets the sack on Huddy, but Vixen is going to make the catch. What a throw. What a throw. Vixen's going to dive forward there. 32 seconds, gain of 24. 30 seconds in rolling in this first half. I mean, if the Chargers can score here and get a 2-point conversion, it's going to be huge going into the second half. As Huddy's going to throw a 50-50 ball here. Not even. Not even. I was very incorrect. That's just going to be an overthrow. 19 seconds to go. I don't know why you throw that with that much time left on the clock. You can still get down the field a little bit and yeah, I don't know what this is. I mean, that's easy interception for TK on the Ravens there. I don't know what was going through their head. I mean, now they give the now they give the Ravens offense another chance to score, and Byroturn can make some time in that pocket. He has 10 seconds. Probably run the Ravens are probably going to run like a 7 or 8 second play here, get out of bounds or call a timeout and toss with 2 seconds left. Yeah, Byro's just going to try to push this ball. Oh, wow. They're letting him go there. He's going to get out of bounds with 4 seconds left. A 21-yard carry. That could have pushed the limit there for Baltimore with 4 seconds to go. As Byroturn drops all the way back. A 3-man rush coming. Suck gets a nice block. There's Byro's going to launch this one. That's going to make it. Says a prayer, and that's caught by P-Star for a touchdown. And the Ravens, now with a ton of momentum to go into the second half. They have a nice 15-point lead. Could go to 16. Could potentially even go to 17. You know? Yeah, I wonder if the Ravens are going to go for 2 again. But Byroturn's going to launch that football downfield. P-Star's going to make the catch. And this Ravens team looks better than ever. But, I mean, again, they are playing the Los Angeles Chargers, as they do go for 2 points here, trying to make this a 30-13 game over the Chargers. You know, I don't know. It's hard to say how good the Ravens really are, especially when it's, they're going against such a team, such a bad team. And look at that. I mean, that's just uncoordinated there. But the Ravens go into the half, a 15-point lead. Byroturn and the Ravens taking this game by storm. So, our halftime report here. This stream is sponsored by Vlor Studios, a production company based in South Florida with a couple of films scheduled to come out 2026. They're making their film festival run. They're all short films with Love Maria and Suffer With Me, directed by the same director who is me, Jordan LeBeau, a.k.a. One's a horror film, one's a drama film. Go check it out, as How to Get the Girl is a romantic comedy based off this man Daniel and his 2 idiot wingmen best friends. Tumbleweed, A Walk in High Cotton, a drama filled with heartbreak set in a Western time. Byroturn drops back. He's almost sacked by Ryan again, but he's going to throw this one downfield. The Cam fell off. And I honestly expected to see a lot more of Cam here in this game. There's a 46-yard catch there. 2 catches, 61 yards. But we've seen a lot of R4. R4 has 170 yards receiving. As Byro's going to drop back here again. He has man in the fold. He didn't take it, so he has to throw it away. I think he was confidently going to throw that one to Saints. Before he saw that deep drop down. And then he cornered himself. He had to get rid of it before he got sacked. So, 2nd and 15 for the Ravens. Here we go. Byroturn drops back. He is cornered again, as he's going to get rid of that one to Prayer. And that's only going to be a gain of 2, but it's better than a sack, better than an incompletion. 2 yards could be the difference between a conversion and not a conversion. But we'll see here on 3rd and 13. Byro has a couple of men open. There's Cam fell off. Yeah, I mean, that's just beautiful chemistry. Beautiful chemistry. Gain of 26 between Byro and Cam. Cam has again been the number 1 receiver all season, in my opinion. And he continues to be. Here we go. I mean, they're setting up for a run play here, I would imagine. They hand it off to AC, rather 391K. But Byro, after that handoff, losing a couple of yards, he's going to take matters back into his own hands. Suck and 391K in the backfield. Suck goes up to the line. TK now in the backfield. And that's going to be an incomplete pass. Almost thought that was a fumble from how the game paused there. That would have been a huge fumble. That would have been huge. Huge change of momentum. But he has someone in the back of the end zone. He does not take it. Byro's going to run it himself, and that's his third rushing touchdown of the game. And Baltimore takes a commanding lead. Commanding lead now. 13-34. Baltimore. Yeah, this is now a 21-point game. Opportunity to make it more here. This kick from Cam. The PAT. It is not up. It is not up, and it's just going to go as a block for the Chargers. I don't know what Cam did there, but 34-13 still is the score. Ravens up by 21. Up by 21 points. What do you do here if you're the Chargers? I mean, realistically, you've had one interception. Totally not Ryan. Is going to step back at quarterback in for Huddy. Huddy's going to play some center. Yeah, Huddy's going to play some center. For totally not Ryan here. He's going to step in at quarterback down by 21. And oh, is this overthrown? Oh, Cam with an amazing interception and a touchback for the Baltimore Ravens. An amazing interception. He was able to use the receiver's head to get forward and grab the pick. I thought that was completely overthrown, but Cam finds a way. Again, in my opinion, best player on the Ravens. Cam fell off. Who else is doing that on this team? Now, some of you say that's all luck based, and you'd be a hater if you said that. Cam fell off with an amazing catch. Interception there is R4 once again with another catch. That's a 64-yard gain for the Ravens. Byro's very accurate tonight, 10 for 15. 2 touchdowns. A lot of running out of Byro Turner today. Gain of 3. He wants another. I think Byro Turner is looking for his 4th rushing touchdown of the game here against the Chargers. I mean, wow, I can't get over that interception. What a play from Cam fell off. Just amazing. Cam in the back of the end zone. Byro's going to run the football, and he goes backwards, so only a gain of 2 for Byro. I mean, he should have just went in and dove forward instead of trying to make people miss there. I feel like he would have gotten at least 4 or 5 yards. Settles for 2 for 3rd and goal. 53 seconds and rolling in the 3rd quarter. He's going to hit Cam, fell off, and he's going to be in for a touchdown, only rightfully so. Throw him into Cam again. What an amazing interception for Cam on that last drive. I think he deserves that receiving touchdown to kind of boost him there. And the Ravens are going to take a 40-13 lead now over Los Angeles. Do you think the Chargers are going to forfeit here? I mean, now we have Suckbeck at kicker instead of Cam. Last time it didn't go so well for Cam. And the Ravens kick is up and it's blocked. So no PAT for Baltimore, but they still hold a 27-point lead over the Chargers. I mean, if you're the Chargers, what do you do in this situation? You already made a change at quarterback. You threw an interception, but I mean, if I'm being honest, I think that was just a freak interception. I mean that was. I don't know how often that's happening, but Huddy is back at quarterback after that one. And Ryan is back to center. I thought that was going to be interesting, but hey, Huddy has a wide open man in the fold right there, and he's going to hit him. Or almost overthrown out of bounds. It's Godly hands. He doesn't get touched. That's going to be a touchdown for the Chargers. He doesn't get touched. An amazing catch from Godly hands. I mean, he earned the name right there. Godly catch. Huddy just threw that completely over him, and 44 is going to miss the tackle. And Godly Hands is going to get in for a touchdown for the Chargers. 19-40 now. Cut the deficit to 21. Could cut it to 20 here, or 19 rather, going for the 2-point conversion. And all of a sudden, the Chargers have a little bit of momentum here. Huddy could have hit that right in the back of the end zone as Saba Donut Man gets covered up now. He's just going to toss that one up. That's going to be out of bounds. Out of bounds. So Baltimore still holds a 21-point lead in the third quarter. But, just what a play. A throw where no one could get it, but also where the receiver almost couldn't get it in bounds, but godly hands able to reel that one in very well. That was one of the better reels that you'll see this season. And people are going to miss tackles, and he's going to get in for a touchdown and completely change the momentum for Los Angeles. They're going to pull in for a 21-point deficit now, and that's going to be a 50-50 ball to TK. TK. 73 yards. Takari won. He stepped up. He made the catch. And this is just back in the Ravens' favor. Is 3-9-1K. Gain of 1. As this third quarter might just roll out. And it does. It doesn't. That's going to be incomplete. So, 3rd and goal going into the fourth quarter. Ravens hold a 21-point lead. Look at that second quarter score, 21-7. That was the start of the big lead here for Baltimore. He had a couple of good interceptions scored off of those. So by return, he's going to step off the pad, goes back. By return under center. Look at the Ravens formation here. They hand it off to 3-9-1, who's blasted back to 4th down. Can the Chargers make a goal line stand here? Could you imagine if they did and went down and scored again, cutting this deficit even more? But Byro's going to look for a run lane here, and if not, he's going to throw that ball. That's going to be a fumble. Byro's going to pick it up. He could still throw it or run it, and he's going to have a wide open lane after that. Byro turned with his 4th rushing touchdown. He fumbled the football, picked it back up, and ran it in for a touchdown. The Chargers had him twice, but look at that. He pulls him inside, hits the outside lane, and scores a touchdown. His 4th of the game on the ground. 4 touchdowns on the ground for him. So 21-point lead could turn into a 28-point lead here. And it does. Baltimore kicks it through. 28-point lead in the fourth quarter. So I think Baltimore has this game pretty boxed up here. 3:34 left. Their offense is playing incredible. Their defense is all right. I'd say their defense in this game is better than average. But, you look at the score, 19-47. Saba Donut Man steps in to play quarterback. Wow. They just threw a touchdown last drive. I think they're just trying stuff now, and Donut Man's going to get that one downfield. I think if Saints could have jumped, that would have been another touchdown. I don't think the Chargers can come back, but if they do, this would be such an amazing game to kind of tell. As 61 is going to be open downfield, he doesn't get him. That's going to be a pick. Yep, P-Star. I already knew as soon as I saw that defender. P-Star is going to get the interception, and the Baltimore Ravens, with a 28-point lead, have the ball back. I believe in their own territory. Yes, it is. But basically an arm punt. They're going to get it past the 30. Not at the 35 just yet. That's an arm punt. 3:17 left to go. Baltimore up 28. They just got a pick, so they're going to be playing it. Byro steps off the pad there to go talk to his center. And he's going to get some good blocks here. Nothing surprising. He's going to go all the way back. 3-9-1 can throw this football. He does. He just tosses it up. I think it's going to end up maybe out of bounds. No, it's out of bounds. But Takari able to come down with it in the end zone. But that was just out of bounds. What a play. Just what an exciting play. If you're the Ravens, you're running some trick plays now. kind of see what you can do, see what you can come up with, what fun you can have against this team, and that's going to be a dangerous throw, but R4 is going to come down with it. Come down with it again, a 46-yard pickup. What a play. What a play for the Ravens. And that's just going to be a corner ball, and that's not going to be nowhere near complete. So 2:36 left. This game has now become kind of boring. You know, if you're a viewer, 47-19, 2:30 left and ticking. I mean, you already know how this game's going to end. It's not any surprise, but there's Ryan with his second sack of the game, so 3rd and 26. 3 sacks, actually. Ryan has 3 sacks on the day now. As Byro drops it back. And my headphones just died. What amazing timing in this game. And he's going to throw a touchdown to R4 again. There it is. So. Oh, wow. That's not a touchdown. It's going to be out of bounds. 4th and 26. Did not notice as I was taking the headphones out here to charge. Byro's going to drop back and just throw a bomber. Throws a heater, and Takari comes down with it again. This time inbounds. This time for a touchdown. His first receiving touchdown of the day, and that's going to push this one to 34 points for a deficit here. Ravens score over 50, and they hold to under 20 so far. This is looking like, Ravens versus Packers in real life. I'm a Packers fan. That was painful to watch. It's a very winnable game for Malik Willis and the Packers offense, but they couldn't get anything going. Baltimore going for 2, trying to push the lead to 36. Byro. Cam fell off at center, and that's going to be a one-on-one ball way out of bounds. Caught by Shaw Keys, but, doesn't matter. So 34-point lead with under 2 minutes to go. There's really nothing more you can say about this game. Chargers and Ravens, we kind of knew how this one was going to go. I didn't think the Chargers were ever going to come close to, beating this team. We saw how it went. The Chargers, it was 14-13 at one point. Chargers only were down by 1 at some point in this football game. And, now it's 19-53. And another quarterback change is Poro King. He's going to come in and he's going to hit Vixen Prayer, missing the interception. Could have had that one, I feel. So 140 left and rolling. Again, there's nothing much to this game anymore. As Poro's going to have a nice man downfield. He's not going to... That's ineligible for Shawkees. 43 yards. I don't think they're going to call it. I think they're going to give it to him. But in my opinion, that was ineligible. And I think we all saw that. But, the score is just... It is so much of a lead here for Baltimore that it doesn't really matter. 19-53, a minute 08 and rolling. The Chargers are downfield, but what does it matter? They're wasting their time right now. An overthrow there to lead into the 1 minute warning. So, 1 minute warning now. The Ravens have completely dominated this game. They really kept it in their control here at home. As Poro King is now still back at quarterback, 3rd and 12. Under a minute and more conflicts, and he get a sack there. So 4th and 26, that is Conflict's second sack of the game. 46 seconds and rolling. I don't imagine any timeouts for any of these teams, but Poro King is going to roll all the way back and just throw this one up. Couple of seconds shaved off the time, and that's going to be caught by Huddy, but incomplete. Hudson able to come down with one there and just out of bounds. It would cut the deficit to 42. You guys know the Chris Paul meme there. Not Brees is going to make the catch and get a couple of good yards there. 16 makes it 3rd and 10 with 20 seconds to go here. I'm not sure I understand that one, but Poro King just tries not to get sacked. He throws an interception to Prayer, and with 12 seconds to go in the game, that is going to be it for the Ravens and Chargers. An interception to end it all here. Their offense has one more chance to score potentially 60 points in this game. 53-19. AC, so 3-9-1. Back at quarterback, no rushers except for Vixen over there. Byro turn's going to be center. No time left now, and that's a dime to the Chargers. Real Poro King is going to make the interception, get out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the football game here. Baltimore wins 53-19, so their offense scored over 50, holding Los Angeles to just 19 points, under 20. In the AFL, that's rare. I mean, you're facing a bad team, though. What do you expect? You know, and I'm not afraid to sit here and say it on the stream that they are a bad team. You know, they're bad. They are bad. Here's the code. Here's the code. Let me get stats just in case here. Just in case. I'm sure all of these are saved somewhere. I actually don't know how they get stats. But, you know. You guys can pause that and